I'm going live. Hey, hey. Yes, I'm inside the house. It's so funny, I got my picture taken for my driver's license, and my hair looks like a racer head. It looks like all straightened up. I thought it looked kind of rounded and cute, but whatever. Whoever looks at your driver's licenses, huh? Not me. Hopefully I don't get pulled over. Hey, Annalisa. Pixel Pitbull. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. And I get my Ms. Seashell and Mrs. Gleazy and Lady V and Rochelle and Dana. Awesome. Lots of people. Come on in. This may be a surprise TikTok live for some of you. Some of you knew that I was going to show up today at 10 a.m. I will be, I swear to God. You'll probably see the same outfit that I'm wearing right now. After this TikTok live, I will make a video and I will post when I'm going to be doing TikTok lives from now until, I don't know, like maybe the 14th or so. But the people on the mailing list knew. So I always like to give them a little bit of an advance notice, kind of like the behind the scenes type thing. It's so fun to be like, I'm on the list. I knew this was going to happen. There was a pre-show event and I was invited to it. So yeah, I love it. You're off this week. Lots to declutter. Okay, Annalisa, couple of things that are going to help you. Please work at a pace that feels good to you. Okay? Please, for your own sake, treat it like a road trip, not a commute. What do I mean by that? By like planning some things to do during the day, declutter-wise, but also plan some fun for your days. Okay, you're also off this week. It shouldn't be just decluttering. Now, I mean, that may sound weird coming from a decluttering life coach, but I am a decluttering life coach. I want to help you declutter, but I also want to help you live your life. And what I would not want to see happen would be for you to have this whole time off from work and feel like all you did was work. Then you go back to work, you're not refreshed, you're not like, and you're kind of resentful because all you did was do that. So get some decluttering done, no lie. But please, factor in, schedule in some fun. Punch the clock like you do at work. You know, say I'm done with my decluttering. I'm going to be psyched for what I did, and now I'm going to go out and play. Okay? Good morning, everybody. Miss Seashell got rid of 2 boxes of books yesterday. Awesome. Yes, books. I have come from a book family. I love it. Okay, Hilda Gonzalez, you have 28 days of break left. I promised myself I would declutter and organize, but I can't get going. I can help you with that. The very first thing, first of all, again, I always feel weird because I will jump into things like I know you all, but some of you I don't know, so I feel it's polite for me to introduce myself. My name is Beth. I live outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Why destination? Because I love to travel. I like to think of things as a road trip. See this thing behind me? You are here, but you're in your car. You're driving towards something. You're driving towards your destination. So Hilda, you have 28 days left before you need to go back to wherever you're taking a break from. First of all, everybody, please take into account your nervous system, how you feel before you do anything, declutter-wise or otherwise. Okay, if you're getting panicky, oh my God, I only have 28 days left. You're not going to make a good decision when all your energy is all kind of frantic and you're up like this. I want you to calm it down. Breathing down, calming down, looking down, slowing down, moving your body, shaking it off, breathing deeply. I swear to God, if you did that, even for 2 minutes, you'd feel better than you did if you didn't do it. When you feel better, when you feel more calmed down in your body and your nervous system, when it's all a little bit, instead of like this, it's a little bit more like this, okay? Then I want you to create your destination. Now, there's going to be the grand destination. I want it all to look perfect. First of all, we don't do perfect here. We totally don't do perfect here. You guys, I went on my morning walk today. I didn't realize till I was halfway through it. I had my shirt on backwards. I was like, this is feeling kind of weird. It was just a plain black t-shirt. We're not perfect here at all. That's what makes it so fun. Define your destination and then say, what can I do today to get started? What's something simple and comically little? Think of the surface clutter, stored, and sentimental. Start with the surface. Put stuff away. Don't look at the big picture at all times. Have something to focus on. Know what you're aiming for, but then put your nose down and focus and just put one foot in front of the other. That's a way to get started. Try it. Let me know if it works. Okay, Cat Mama, that's what I'm doing wrong, you say. There's no wrong here. There's just, I don't know, I want you to have fun. Not having fun. Making slow progress, but so much stuff. Okay, Cat Mama, I know you show up all the time and I do this, and I know it's a lot of stuff. How about this? Instead of beating yourself up all day and looking, again, I think what you're doing is looking at all of it and letting it overwhelm you. And maybe that's why your progress is so slow. Maybe also the progress is the way it's taking you to make decisions that feel good. But please, everybody, life is not I don't want you to deny yourself, and beat yourself up to get to this end result. I call bullshit on that because it's not guaranteed. What if you denied yourself and you didn't get to that? Okay. What I say is factor in some fun along the way every single day. And when I mean fun, I'm not like, oh, go to an amusement park every day. I mean like taking a walk, relaxing, reading a book, taking a shower, doing some stretching, eating something healthy, eating something unhealthy, farting around, getting out of the house and doing stuff. That stuff will actually give you the energy to get back in and do things. When you get away from it, you can come back with fresh eyes and renewed energy, not like, this slog again. Why do you think you go away on vacation when you have a real life job? Allegedly, it's so you come back and reinvigorated. Okay? So Cat Mama, how about this week? Especially most of us have like a, kind of a holiday day sometime this week because of 4th of July. Plan some fun. Take a day off. And not just a day on and a day off. How about during your days, weaving in some good stuff? Okay? So notice that. Oh, I forgot to have fun. Can you imagine being on your deathbed being like, I didn't have enough fun? Nobody wants to live that way, especially not me. All right, Rochelle has a trunk full of donations being dropped off today. Rock on. Liz Lemon, high five. So good. You know what? Katie just got rid of 2 boxes in her kitchen. Organized your cabinets too. I love it. Hilda, okay, yes. Teachers. I actually have had teachers as my one-on-one clients before. Yes, teachers and stuff and school supplies everywhere. Okay, Yee, good morning to you too. Notice the stuff that doesn't even belong in your home. If it's everywhere, maybe you can designate a place where it doesn't go everywhere and your teachers and stuff and school supplies live temporarily during your break in a corner, in your basement, in your garage, somewhere where you don't even have to look at them until you go back in 28 days. I don't want you spending your precious 28-day break, whatever it is, stressing out about school. No, school's out for summer. I know it's not just the students who feel that way. The teachers do too. So maximize your time off and minimize the amount of time you're dealing with your school stuff by dealing with it now and set it and forget it until the 28th. There we go. All right, Cat Just Me says, saw your Declutter Paper Weekend event. I need to do declutter many drawers. Okay. I may do that again. It was wicked fun. For those of you who are not on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, I did a thing yesterday. It was an experiment. It was like a free, show up and we're going to declutter together. Let's see how this works. It was specifically about paper, but technically it could have been anything, because what it was giving you an opportunity to carve out some time to do it and start and get progress and be happy with what you're doing and then shut it off. I am probably going to do those things again just for the people on the mailing list. The mailing list is free. That's why I feel good about saying I'm just going to do it for them. If you're interested in that, get on the mailing list, destinationdeclutter.com/join. But people thought it was great. People were asking for it to be happening again, and I may charge a little bit of money for it. I'm not going to lie. Because here's the deal. When you pay for something, you have more of a connection to it. I know that because people struggle with getting rid of stuff that they paid money for. So I do that as a coach. I charge for my coaching because money invested in something makes you take it more seriously. If you were like, oh, it's just a free thing, no big deal, I know I should go through my paperwork. But if you said, hey, I paid, I don't know, $10 for it, and I'm going to sit down and do this, that's an investment, and that's another kind of thread to get you to show up for yourself. Okay, so Kat, just me. I'm going to do in future. Everybody on the mailing list, the recording is available. It'll be really interesting to see if the recording is helpful. Somebody suggested it, so I'm going to post the link to that this week. Don't worry. Okay, Katie had a full trash bag from your kitchen and a lot of expired meds. Notice when your meds expire. Go through and start looking at the expiring. Anytime you pull something out of your cupboard, just check the expiration date and check the expiration date of its neighbor, something next to it. If it's expired, throw it away. If it's getting close to being expired, use it. Right? All right. Oh, there we go. I love it. Jackie, okay, so love. Here's the thing I love about what we do here. You guys, it's not just me coming down off the mountain with my tablets and this is how you do it. Listen to me. This is collaboration. This is all of us dealing with our clutter. And even if we are struggling with our clutter, we have something to offer somebody else. Jackie is saying to the teachers here, I am making a space in my garage. And my boyfriend suggested making a shelf. We had bought one and a table to exchange school things so I don't even have to bring my school stuff in. There we go. Abbott Elementary couldn't make it. No big deal. Life happens. Awesome. Yeah, I'd be curious. I will be asking people on the mailing list if the recording works. Just pop it on and kind of play along at home. Pretend it's live. Right? Swanee. Oh, Swanee, nice to see you. 2 full trash bags of random stuff thrown out this weekend. See, the coaching. I love knowing that the coaching still worked. Awesome. Awesome, people. So, yeah. So, decluttering and the summer. Yeah. Man, I am an eternal little kid in the fact that in summer, my brain wants to just check out. I mean, I am here, honestly, at my desk right now. Usually I've been doing my TikTok lives from the patio, but I have some desk things to do today and some coaching and some consultations. So I set myself up for getting into it by sitting at my desk already. But I want you, not just in the summer, I want you to have as much fun as possible in your life. Because when you are having fun, things are easy. When you are having fun, you are feeling good. When you are having fun, you are good to get along with. When you are having fun, things don't bother you as much. When you are having fun, you can easily release what's not doing it for you. Psh, doesn't even work. Let it go. When you're having fun, when you're making light of it, when you are not being dragged down by the seriousness of everything, and trust me, there's a lot of shit to be serious about. But when you can make light of some of the stuff, the clutter in your home, you can develop your sense of, I can do this. I can make a change in my life. Look at me. It was like that before. I did something and now it's different. And it's different in a good way because I'm using strategy. I'm aiming for something good so that everything I do, many things I do are saying, is this going to get me where I want to go? Yes, it is. Okay, I'm going to do it. Okay. Yeah. Jackie got home from week and went through 4 bins of baby clothes, all separated to give away. Awesome. Love it. Okay, this is interesting. Michelle, you're asking about you and your hubs. Okay. I have a husband too. And we have varying degrees of how much clutter is clutter and how much is just right. You think you don't feel like you have too much, but he feels like you have too much. Instead of making it into an argument, I would get curious. What is the evidence? And I say this in just a curious way. Where are examples of where he feels like you have too much? Now, trust me, I have examples from my husband all the time. Okay? Ask him in a non-judgmental way. Get into conversation. Try to understand his point of view. If you get into a I'm right, you're wrong thing, it may not go well. But for example, with my husband, actually, it was funny. Yesterday, I did a TikTok live, and he was doing a Patreon for his people. He's a musician. I snuck in at the end, and he was singing a song for his people, so I let people do this. But if you saw the background, you will see that his studio, his office, one of the extra bedrooms in our house, we have a 3-bedroom house, is filled with guitars and music stuff and paper and things like that. So much more cluttered than the rest of the house. So maybe it's a matter of the quantity of items that you have and where they are displayed or put. you know? Ask your husband why he feels like you have too much. I think my husband has too much because I see all these guitars. And I'm like, you can only play one guitar at a time. And he says, well, I need this one for this and this one for that. And he does play them. And he does record. And he records people. But he has them all in a rack. And he has been, when he realizes he doesn't have one, he sells one and he gets one in. And so there is a bit of movement there. Okay? So notice this. And Carla, yes, we had a real fun time last night. Speaking of my husband doing music. What was fun about it was... Actually, it was the fact that he got this gig, so that was really great. But also, we saw a lot of friends in the audience because our friends are obviously friends of my husband, but also we liked the bands that he was playing with. So it was really fun to just chat with some people. I saw some neighbors, I saw some friends, I saw some people we know from the music biz. It was just a really wonderful time. The music was great. We were sweating, and thank God they brought the gig inside. There were torrential downpours, so it was good that we came in. And it was a bit of a carpe diem moment too. And I will share this with you guys because go out and have the fun while you can. Every year we see musicians, every year they get older. Someday we will not be able to see them because they have died. Someday we won't be able to see them because we have died. That's why I insist on you, not just only working. Make time for the stuff that's important to you. So we saw this guy, Nick Lowe. You may not know of him, but he has been famous in our minds since the late 60s and stuff like that. He now looks like a very suave, he's got great gray hair, but he looks like a suave grandpa. Every time we've seen him throughout the years, he looks older. We don't, of course. We are effortless. But grab onto those moments while you can because nobody knows what's going to happen, okay? Have the fun while the fun happens. And seriously, this is the kind of coach I am. I would rather you say it's going to take me longer to get fully decluttered because in the meantime, I'm actually having some fun. I don't care when you get there. I want you to move forward towards your decluttering at a pace that feels good to you. That you're not avoiding the decluttering and if you're stuck and you don't know what to do, then I can help you. But if you're like, you know what, I did some stuff today, I feel good about it, and I'm going to go see a band. Okay? Yeah. So, yes, have fun. And also fun, I will say this. Fun and taking charge of your time and deciding what you want and doing it helps give you strength when you want to change other things. It helps you build your confidence in yourself that what you want is important. I have been more active in my community, helping to increase the things that I want because I have gotten comfortable with asking myself what I want. So decluttering seriously helps you find your voice and your strength. Because basically what decluttering is basically saying, do I want this in my life or not? And if I want it in my life, I do the things to keep it in my life. I find a home for it. I appreciate it. I take good care of it. But if I don't want it in my life, I also do something about that. I don't just sit there and let things happen. I get involved and change it when I don't want something. I get rid of the clutter. I get rid of the stuff I don't want. Okay? And yeah, you gotta have fun, people. It's not an all or nothing, though. This is a thing. It's not a balance, like a perfect 50-50 all the time. That's just for machines. This is why I bought this. When I was on vacation in Palm Springs, ever see one of these? It's kind of like a snow dome, but not. But notice the kind of fluidity of the fake water here. You all, we're the flamingos. Every day is a little bit different. And as you know, it's like if everything's extreme, I'm doing all sorts of clutter, and then no, I'm not doing that. No, think of it as a sense of kind of flow. And they're balancing on top, but some days is 65, 40, 35. Other days are 75, 25. Others are 80, 90. But that right sweet spot where you're kind of cruising along, that you're feeling good about what you're doing, that's what we're going for. All or nothing and perfection and all that is just going to set yourself up to fail because life will happen and get in the way of that kind of perfect plan. Abbott Elementary, I love it. Had a wild nightmare about bedroom clutter, relieved when I woke up. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. So, yeah, and here's the great thing. So, Cat Mama is saying makes sense. I worked long hours and overtime in my career. Didn't have life balance. I regret that, but I bought my home, did some trips. Okay. The cool thing is we all can learn from what we've done in the past. And we can decide if we want to continue doing that or if we want to change it up before we die. So I say that I used to work overtime. I used to do all these things. I used to go out every moment of my time that I wasn't at work. I was pretty much going out, driving in my car, going to thrift stores and buying things, and then bringing them home and not knowing what to do with them. But then I'm like, oh, I'll sell them. So then I sold them for a while. And then I was like, oh, I kind of don't want to do this anymore. And then I would go out and do other things. I did that until I didn't want to anymore. Okay? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Kristen, you're a decluttering coach, and I'm liking the way you word things. Thank you. I talk a wicked lot, so I have to be comfortable with my words. And I am, because here's the difference that made to me. I know there are a ton of life coaches and declutter coaches out there and whatever you want to call ourselves, or just in the world. It really made a difference. Oh, they're mowing the lawn. It's not our lawn, it's the neighbor's yard. Like, it would be okay if it was our lawn. I don't even know why I'm talking like that. Oh, don't, oh my God, if we have somebody who mows our lawn, don't judge me. Um, where was I? I was a little bit distracted. Okay, but ADHD, woof, I can get back in on it. The thing that made a difference to me in really getting my poop in a scoop, and I use that phrase as a loving homage to Jen Sincero. She wrote that book, like, I don't know, at this point, 10-ish years ago, 10 plus years ago, I can't do the math. You Are a Badass. Now, I didn't read the first book when it came out. I was on my treadmill down the basement after I quit my job, and I was like, I gotta get I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. Oh my God. And I heard her on a podcast, and the way she talked was funny, was casual, was like talking to a friend. She was cracking jokes, she was telling stories, and she was sharing that she did not really feel like she got her life in gear until her 40s, mid 40s, late 40s. And I was like, wait, what? I'm not the only one? You can talk like this? And I realized that a lot of the framework behind what she described in her books, when I started reading them and loving them and having them help my life, the framework was a lot of what I heard from other people. But it was different the way she explained it. And so I said, you know what? I want to do that for somebody else. This is a way that I explain these things to me that makes sense. I talk about life and decluttering being a road trip, having fun on that road trip, about chunking things down. If you're on a road trip, you're driving for a few hours, you get out, you stretch. You drive for a few hours, you get out, you have a snack. You go and look at the thing, you go have some fun, you go see the scenic overview, you take a tour of Rock City. Then you get back in your car and you're like, you know what, it's time to be over with this. I'm going to pull over and stay at this cute little motel. I'm going to feel good about what I did. I'm going to write down what I did. I'm going to feel good about it. I'm going to take care of myself. And the next morning I'm going to do the same thing. That to me, that I'm in my car, what would I do if I was in my car on a road trip sentence changed my life. It really did. And then I discovered I thought I could do things, but I had some backseat drivers. I had somebody going, no, you can't. You're too old. You don't have makeup on. You're not perfect. I learned to quiet down the backseat driver by listening to my co-pilot. And the way that I describe it totally makes sense to me. So I used it. It worked. And I was like, here's something I used. Here, try this for yourself. I love it. Good morning, Erin. Nice to see you. Supporting people to treat themselves well. Yeah, and because when you treat yourself well, there's a positive ripple effect from you to the world and all the concentric circles around you. User 527292, etc. says, Beth, I can listen to you all day and night. You're an amazing coach. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Here's an interesting thing. So I looked at a post that I made a couple of years ago because I used to think of if I was on a cross-country road trip. I used to use a lot more. Let me even see if I have it here. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, here we go. A lot more kind of visual aids, right? So I used to talk about the fact that, so I'm over here on the East Coast. Well, I'm technically not on the coast. I'm in Pennsylvania, but I grew up in Mass, so I always think I'm on the coast. And I think of life kind of or anything, as like a cross-country journey, okay? You go from here to there. Technically over here I have it backwards. But every little day you do something. Like notice Ms. Seashell is saying, I'm focusing on Cleaning out the garage this summer. Focusing on destination. Destination cleaned out garage this summer. And guess what? Da-da-da-da. You're halfway there. Now I'm going to sing Bon Jovi. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Right? You're halfway there. Look at how far you've come. Okay, you're not there yet, but oh my God, you're closer to that destination than you have ever been. And you can pick any road you want to get there. You know? Yeah, and here's Carla, you and me both. You're learning at 50. Excuse me, it's wicked loud out there. I'm gonna shut the window. I'm gonna shut the other window too. It is hard for me to concentrate when it is distracting, and I get easily distracted by sounds. It's one of the reasons why when I worked in corporate America, when they had this open floor plan, it did not work well for me. I literally would put in my earbuds even when I was not on a call, even when I wasn't listening to anything. So I say this to say, notice what environment, what can you do to make it easy for you to do things? Is it putting on music? Is it putting on a podcast? Is it listening to one of my recorded Destination Decluttered videos on YouTube? Do what works. Find out what works for you. Experiment. You know, this one's too hot, this one's too cold, this one's just right. Sometimes I like listening to music, other times I like the silence because I want to hear myself think. Okay? I love it. User 1963 Plus says, sorry I missed the paper party, no big deal, but my daughter was helping me shut up a Poshmark shop. That's awesome. Poshmark, selling your clothes, go for it. I love it. You know? Yes, and Carla was saying, I'm excited in learning this at 50. My mom lived to 80 and she never got it. Yes, you guys, we are the generation that's changing stuff. The older generation, no matter, and they're all relative, you know, some people will not get it. But when you treat yourself well, when you make a change, you can do it in your own home and you can do it elsewhere. And I approach all of this from love. Love for yourself. Love for all the good stuff you have. And because if your life is not, if your home is not looking like you want, you can do something about it. If things aren't the way you want, you can change them. And if you're fearful of that, you can learn it in a really low-key, low-stakes place by decluttering your home. You know? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Good job. Get it done. Did mine in a week because mice nested. Yeah. Sometimes we don't have the luxury of time. Sometimes somebody says we have to move and it's like, wait, what? Oh, crap. And then you're not making decisions at a time that feels good for you. So start this journey sooner rather than later so you can move through it in a pace that feels good to you. Now, if you're moving too slowly, I can help. That's what coaching's for. If you're moving too quickly, but maybe in the past you've done it quickly, but you've regretted something you've done, let's find the middle ground, okay? And it's going to be different for everybody. I was thinking about that today when I was on my walk, is sometimes some people walk faster than others. Some people walk slower than others. We all walk at a pace that feels good to us, so find the pace that works for you and walk at that pace. All right? Yeah. My Sprinkles of Life, here's the great thing though. My Sprinkles of Life says, I tend to pick the hardest road. Okay, that's your backseat drama queen talking, okay? Anytime you hear yourself talking about in absolutes and declarative sentences and dramatic words, I mean, it sounds good, but really, and trust me, my Sprinkles of Life, I am not mocking you. I am with love, just pointing out, first of all, when the drama is happening, that's your backseat driver, okay? I tend to pick the hardest road, okay? You know what the great thing is? As soon as you realize that, as soon as you realize this road is too hard and you stop, at least in the road of life, a fork in the road appears. A fork in the road that says this is an easier way. It does. It does. If you notice you're on the hard road, stop. Put your traffic cop hand out. Stop. Consider it. And then just ask yourself, is there an easier way? Why is this so difficult even? Because when you identify the difficulties here, you know what the opposite is going to be the easiest things. I love that. It's kind of like bilateral symmetry. We talk about that in or bilateral stimulation in coaching as a way to calm yourself down, kind of bopping one thing to the other. I used to have a little thing. Where is it? You know, something like this. You can do this and kind of disrupt the energy when you say that. Okay. So if you have in the past picked the hardest road, you can change that right now. You know, notice what's hard about this road, write that down. What's the opposite? What's on the other hand? Here's the hard road. On the other hand, I know I'm not going to catch that all the time. But even this, knowing that there's another side, doing this, reminding yourself of this. This is something I learned in my coaching. This will help calm down your nervous system too. Something like this, going from one side to the next, knowing that there's another side. You know, we are all kind of halvesies, two halves of the brain. 1, 2, two little eyes, 1, 2, two little hands, 2 little dolls in a little dollhouse. Anybody? Sesame Street? I'm Gen X, what can I say? All right. Breezy is asking, did I collect all these cases? Yes, I did. Also, here's the thing. I'm totally outing myself. See down here where you could normally see a thing? I have some weights stacked there. I cannot get in the habit. I am trying to get in the habit of using some weights around the house, and I haven't. So I put them there to inspire me to use them. We'll see if it works. I've been moving them around the house. But I'm experimenting what's going to work with me. Okay? Yeah. So notice if noise distracts you, what's the opposite? If noise distracts you, the opposite is quiet down. Maybe you can't quiet down the outside world, but Mano Manischewitz do earplugs work. You know, I don't like to work alone. Get some help. We did that on the paper party yesterday. We got together and we all for an hour worked on our own papers. People were doing stuff. I had a client, a former client of mine that we haven't worked, I think, since last spring. And she said to me, oh my gosh, I did something that I have been putting off since the last time we coached, and she got it done. We can push things down the road. I have things myself I've pushed down the road. You know, I'm not perfect about this, but sometimes figuring out what can work for you, then you can do the thing that works for you. Okay? Here we go. CJ Resch, you really enjoy listening to me. Thank you. That's why I show up to do these TikTok lives. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, join the paper party. Erin joined in. I saw you joining in, and then I had to jump off because family showed up at the door. Yeah, you know what? Life is going to happen. But you know, the cool thing is with that, then there's the recording for that. You can test it out and see if the recording works. Because if the recording works, then I will know to do that more, you know? There we go. Okay, Silver Fox, 143. I am doing paper now. Awesome. But why the hate? Why the hate? I try to show up in the spirit of love, and I think hate is a really curious word, because I think the opposite of love isn't hate. Hate is over here on the unhelpful side. Me, it's fear. I always want you to think, whenever I hate something, there's fear in it. Okay? Okay, German Made 95. I hope you do another paper party. I will do another paper party. I may charge a little bit of money for it, so folks get some skin in the game. I'm experimenting with that. But I may do it free. I don't know. I like to try to play with what's going to work with people. You know? Yep, and I did record it because somebody asked her. Yep, if somebody wants to see the recording of it, get on the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join, and I'm going to send out the link to it. It's only going to be available for about 30 days, though. It'll be available for like all of this month. That is another strategy. If you think it's available for you the entire time, you'll be like, yeah, I'll get to it. If you don't pay money, oh, it's free, I'll show up anytime. She's doing it all the time. Yeah, no, I do these things strategically to get yourself to to make a commitment, to say there's an ending date, to make a priority for it, to get it on your calendar, to say you're going to do it. You know? Okay, because I'd rather be creating images and writing songs. Okay, the wonderful thing is you can do the both. You know, how about a closed closet party? Good idea, Erin. We can do that too. I'm writing that one down. See, I'm not the only one. You guys have awesome ideas. Erin - clothing party. My closet is literally right here. That's the only closet I have for clothes. I may not do mine, but I'm always available. I try to do a little bit of my stuff, but when I'm on those kind of the parties, as I would like to talk about them because it's fun, I always want to make sure I'm available to whoever has a question. But clothing party. Anything else you want, you know? Yeah, deadlines and skin in the game. Yeah, Virgie's saying clothes closet party. There we go. But back to this. I'd rather be creating images and writing songs. Okay, how about this? This is so funny. I'm so used to being on Zoom on my computer that when I'm using my phone, sometimes I'm forgetting it. When I use my phone, I often use the timer feature on it. I did it yesterday in the paper party. I said, okay, 15 minutes. I'm doing my stuff. You do yours. We're going to check in 15 minutes. Deadline. Co-working, body doubling, all that stuff. How about this Silver Fox 143? Do paperwork for a half an hour today. Then stop. Be glad for what you did. And then spend some time creating images and writing songs. It doesn't have to be. This is when conjunction junction. We're pulling into conjunction junction. And, but, and, or. It's not either or. I can do this or I can do that. Now, technically, physically in the world, you can only do one thing. You can't be doing tax paperwork and writing a song at that same time. But during a day, during a morning, you can do a half hour of paperwork and then stop it. And then you could do a half hour or more of what brings you alive. That's what I talk about when I say have fun every day. And a little bit every day is going to help. Every little bit helps. It doesn't have to be, it's like I can do this and I can do that. Not I'm doing this or I'm doing that. I could do that, but I have to do, I could write songs, but I have to do this. Notice how, as Pee Wee says, all of my friends have big butts and they can't deny. Okay. Now, notice this. Virgie, this is a really good thing to bring up. So Virgie66 is saying, I recently rid most of my old clothes and my mom's old clothes, but now filled it with new clothes. Now, here's an interesting thing. Notice how our words also may not express the emotion we want. That's why I have emojis, because I'm like, cool, you have new clothes. That's awesome. But you have the little face. Here's the reason I coach. It's not difficult, but it isn't as easy as just doing the superficial things. Noticing your habits, noticing why it is filled again with new clothes and you're not feeling happy about it. That is a next layer deeper. That's what coaching is just getting curious about that. Why is that so not a good thing? The words sound good, but it doesn't feel good. Notice, words can say something, but it depends on how it makes you feel. Okay? You know? Yeah, cluttered my closet again. Okay? So cluttered. Cluttered is interesting because clutter either means it's a noun. I should probably look it up. You know what? Here, this will be funny. Because to me, clutter is stuff, but it's also a way of having things displayed in your house type of thing. Clutter. All right. No, I'm just going to look it up. Definition. Clutter definition. A verb is untidily and filled with clutter. So your closet could be cluttered. It's cluttered up, right? But a noun is a collection of things lying about in an untidy mass, right? So your clothing may not be clutter. Maybe it's the way you have them merchandised, as I would say, because I used to be a visual merchandiser. Maybe it's the way you have them organized and displayed. Maybe, though, it's the quantity of items you have. Even though they're all, there's something about it that's not making you feel good right here, right? That's what coaching gets into, to help you kind of tease out what's the thing that's not making you feel good so you can change it. All right? So you can say, on the one hand, I feel like this. I'd rather feel like that. Okay? Very full. Okay, I love this. It's not untidy. It's just very full. Notice that full is a unit of measure. It is very vague, but there's too much. Too much. There's not enough. It was empty, and then you started filling it, and you didn't realize you bypassed your kind of just right thing, kind of like when you overeat or overdrink. That is me. And then suddenly you only realize it when it feels too full. I have too much. Okay. Too much. Okay. So look at what you have. And here's the thing I want to say. Chunk it down. Look at things at categories that make sense to you. But with clothing, a couple of categories have already been created. So don't spend time reinventing the wheel. Look at all your dresses first. Okay? And I say pull them out, but you can even just organize them. You can rearrange them if they're not all put together. I'll organize them. So you've got like all your tops, all your pants, all your dresses, all your whatevers that you hang up or fold. Notice the quantity you have and ask yourself, do I feel like I have too many dresses? Okay, yeah, I do. All right, well, that's when you probably will need to then pull them out and spread them out. Not the whole closet. Do not empty the whole closet and see what you have. Oh, it bugs me when people say that because I don't know. To me, that's just overwhelming, and you're going to run away screaming, and then you're going to be like, sleeping on another bed because this one's filled with clothes. Just pull out that one category and even break it down. These are short sleeve, these are winter ones, and say, which ones don't I like? It's culling out, it's pulling out the individual ones and saying, okay, that feels good to get rid of those. How about this? Do I feel good? Do I feel better? Yes, I feel better. Do I feel good about this quantity? Or does it still feel like too much? Notice all the feels, people. It's looking up here, but it's feeling. No, that feels better. Okay, cool. Put those back in, lather, rinse, repeat. Use the same process for each category. I did this in the kitchen this weekend when I was talking about vases. It's the same thing over and over again. Do I want this? If the answer is yes, where does it go? It goes back in the closet. If the answer is no, where does it go? It goes in a donation bin or something. But notice the stories behind why you're keeping stuff that you may not be wearing. Okay? I like them all. I just don't have a place to wear them. Like ball gowns, workout clothes, fancy clothes. I don't know. If you don't, I don't have a place to wear the clothes I have. How about make a plan to go to a place? Go get yourself invited. Go to a ball. Go to a nightclub. Go wear the thing. Do the stuff. Yeah. Notice, recently lost weight. Okay, I guess I need to stop shopping. Yes, shopping is also part of is part of the thing, is saying no, when to say thank you, but no. It may be fun if you've lost weight. It may be fun to be like, ooh, I can wear all these clothes that I wasn't able to. I get it. But notice that sometimes we don't have a lot, and then we start to fill things up, and then we don't realize when we were sometimes we don't even realize what our kind of set point is, the feel-good point is, until we bypass it. We know bypassing it was like, whoa, this wasn't it. Ooh, let's back off. Let's reduce these things a little bit at a time until it feels better. And then keeping it that level and not bringing everything in. Kind of like my husband with the guitars. Kind of. I mean, he uses them all. He's justified to me which ones he's used. Ones he hasn't used, he's gotten, he's sold, he's given away, he's traded. Then he gets more in. It's always about flow. Okay? Okay. Yeah, T-Buzz, I struggle with ADHD. Why does everybody struggle with ADHD? Why does it have to be a struggle? How about I live with ADHD? I freaking love how my brain works in the ADHD department. I do. I can make such quick connections, and it moves faster than the speed of light. And I can help people with the ideas that I have. I also, though, I don't struggle with it because you know what? And you can do this too. Everybody, even if you don't think you have ADHD, you can find a way to live that works with how your brain works and doesn't fight against it. Don't try to, one size does not fit all. Square pegs, round cube. No. Create a life, create systems in your life that work with how you are wired. Okay? So T-Buzz, this is a lot of what I do with my clients because seriously, notice unaccomplished. I'm sure you've accomplished something. And disappointment, yeah, feeling unaccomplished and disappointing is not going to set yourself up for wanting to do it again. But when you can feel good about what you did and not feel bad about what you didn't do, that's a different way of learning how to declutter and also to live. Yeah, Virgie, okay, go find places to wear all the new clothes and go out to the places. Okay? All right, Ms. Seashell still has dresses with tags, so I won't allow myself to buy any more. Ms. Seashell, clip off those tags. Go and wear the clothes before you're dead. Seriously, people. Seriously. Death is a motivator. That's the one destination you and I all know we're going to. We never like to talk about it, but none of us know when we're going to get there. So I would much rather do the good stuff, wear the clothes, eat the food, take the trip, do the coaching sooner rather than later so I can live a life up to that death point that I feel good about, as opposed to getting started later and having fewer days like that. Okay? All right, you know what? User 389949, I'm all these things and can't get a hold on letting things go. Isn't that funny, your words? I can't get a hold of letting things go. That drama. Never was this way before I got into my 40s. Yes, welcome to being in a human body where the brain changes. It happens. It happens. It happened. You know that. So start to work with how your brain works now in your 40s. Yeah. Even that's, and notice, you know, you are living, I'm living with a menopausal body. My body was never like this until my 50s. I have fat where I've never had fat before. I have wrinkles and hairs where I've never had before. I have cellulite. I've always had cellulite. I have cellulite in even more places. Learning to be okay with who you are, where you are, is a really wonderful place to start. And living that supports who you are and how your brain works no matter what age. Even if it used to be different in the past, here's you now. How can you work with yourself, not fight against yourself? Okay? So many clothes, so little time. Oh my God, I want to see you wearing a different, today's the beginning of the month. How about this? For the month of July, I'm going to wear a different outfit every single day. I will not repeat a pair of clothing. If I have all these clothes, I'm going to wear them. So many men, so little time. Remember that disco song? How could I lose? Yeah. You know, even if we haven't worked the process yet, we landed here. Looking at it as I went to find my keys. Okay? But seriously, and notice it can be something as easy as, because T-Buzz is saying earlier, struggle with ADHD. Notice just the habits we have speaking-wise. We hear it from somebody else. I struggle with this. I struggle with that. How about this? I live with it. I have it, but it does not define me. I live with ADHD. I live a life. I do cool things with it. And all we did was change the verb. Changed one word in that sentence, well, two technically. We changed from struggle to live with. Which one feels better? Which one feels more open to possibility? I struggle with this. I struggle. Okay. Let's find out where the struggle is. Maybe it's time management. Maybe it's distractibility. Maybe it's having so many ideas and then being like, I want to do it all. I don't want to do any of it. I know these things. I do. Seriously. That's okay. This is how you roll. So you understand that to yourself. We got all charged up about something and you want to do it all, but then you don't know how to do it. So you get all the things and then you don't do it. I'm just speaking from my own life. I've learned that about myself. I know now when that happens, and I'm like, let me just walk through that a little bit. Do I want to do it? There's a way you can live with your ADHD and not let it be a, defining, restricting thing. It can be an awesome thing, okay? But everybody's brain is different. So if you're like, well, I don't have ADHD, whatever. If you have something you would say that you struggled with, let's unstruggle it. Struggle, I'm struggling. No. Now I feel like I'm talking about frickin' bats. Let's not struggle. Let's figure out what the cause of the struggle is and change it. There we go. I'm learning to outsmart my ADHD. Now, here's an interesting thing. Like, I like to play with words. Maybe that's why people like to talk to me. I don't know. And everything I say, people, it just comes from my brain. My brain is offering up stuff, but here's the thing. I think I'm outsmarting my ADHD. Like, my ADHD is something I'm outsmarting. How about this? How about working with your ADHD? How about collaborating with it? Kind of like I say, you've got your backseat driver, but you've got your co-pilot. Instead of trying to trick it, who wants to be tricked? This is all you. How about setting up a way that you actually play nicely together? Your ADHD gets all charged up, and you're like, okay, that sounds cool, but let's kind of look down the street. We can still do it, but do you want to buy anything? How does this feel? Do we want to hang out there? And let's explore that before we get into it. Maybe we take a baby step, and then maybe once that kind of adrenaline rush crashes, do we want to do it anymore? You can play, I almost said you can play with yourself, but that's not what I meant. Okay? You can have fun with this. Okay? You can experiment, but talk to yourself nicely. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Notice the thing. I get all the things, because the getting of the things is like, I'm going to do this. I got all the clothes. And then the next step, I don't get into motion. Okay? Yeah. I don't go into motion. I don't get started. Coaching happens at that point when you have the stuff and you say, all I need to do is get all the stuff and then I'll do it. And then you don't do the thing. Let's hang out at that little fork in the road and just get curious. Why aren't you doing the thing? You do. Okay? I know. Yeah, we're so not going there. I am PG-13, if anything, I will tell you. You know? So yeah. I'm just sharing, you guys. I mean, it's so funny because it would be like, we're comfortable here, right? Like, I rarely get that way, but I realized what I was about to say, and I am a 13-year-old kid at sometimes in my life, you know, talking of farts and poops and stuff, you know? Okay, here's the thing. Angel girl, do me a favor. Do you a favor. Stop. Notice where all or nothing gets you. All or nothing typically gets you a lot of nothing. You get charged up hearing about me. Do not be an all or nothing person. People, stop the all or nothing. And think of every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Every little step you take. Every little step I take, you will be. I don't even know. Bobby Brown, right? Every little step to better. Not all or nothing. Not perfect. All of these superlatives will set you up for feeling crappy about yourself. No, we're going to calm it down. We're going to chunk it down. We're going to lower the bar. It's all about feeling better. Lower the bar so you can step over it as opposed to try to jumping over it. Okay? If you have a whole house to declutter, notice that's what being an all or nothing person has gotten you. The good news is you can change it. You can change it. Okay? Royal September is saying, I'm constantly redoing my schedule, but my life isn't ambitious as it used to be. What's ambition? What are you ambitious about? What are you driving towards? If you're excited about where you're going, that will keep gas in your tank. Just question where you are on this journey called life. You know, on this road trip. We are halfway. I will say this, the road trip we're all on right now is we are right now exactly halfway through the year of 2024. This was from like this January to June. We're halfway through. July to December. July to December, we have 6 months. How do you want your home to look, feel, and function for the holidays? Trust me, I know that if I go to a Hallmark store, they probably already have their ornaments up. I saw somebody here going into Michael's and they have their Halloween stuff up there. Look down the road. Look down the road to December of 2024. You have 6 months to work on it. How do you want your home to look for the holidays? How do you want it to function? Write this stuff down. Start aiming for that. And if you start now, you can move at a pace that feels good to you, incrementally. And with a destination that just gives you something to focus on. Eyes on the prize. So you can start saying to yourself now, is the thing I'm about to do going to get me there? Or is it going to get me there? Or is it going to detour me away from where I want to go? If I want to go from Pennsylvania to Palm Springs, if I decide to go this way, I'm heading more towards Florida. Do I want to go to Florida? No. If I start heading towards Florida, it's going to take me a longer time to get to Palm Springs. So every little decision I can make, everything I can schedule, and when you have enough time to do it, you're pacing yourself. You know? So notice these things, guys. You know? Little bits. Yep, hopeful is planning a smoother environment for my grandchildren starting kindergarten. There we go. Annalisa's going to have new floors and less clutter. I love it. Thank you, T-Buzz. And notice you're saying, I'm grateful I hopped on today. I do TikTok Lives a lot. I do. I also do one-on-one coaching, and I have a mailing list, all that kind of stuff. I'll be posting the thing in like 6 minutes. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to post the schedule of when I'm going to be on for the next 2 weeks. But even notice that phrase you're using. You know, I have a true gift, thank you, but of putting things into perspective. Yes, notice when you get things into perspective, you're not looking at it all like this. I mean, if I'm like saying to myself, oh, I want to get from here to there, and I can take all these roads, No, but you know what? What can I do today? Let me see what I got here. We've got Philadelphia to Pittsburgh today. It's 305 miles, and it's going to take 4 hours and 49 minutes according to this one road. But trust me, I know that the PA Turnpike is not a straight road, but this is an estimate. You get on there a little bit, but if I wanted to get there, I could start right now and just drive that little bit, and I would be closer than I was when I started. Okay? Yeah. Putting things into perspective calms down your nervous system. Having something to aim for. Always have something fun to aim for. That's why I say your destination. But also, you look ahead to see that, but then things are clearer up front. So what can I do today? Do I feel good today to even do any of it? Do I have the time? If I don't feel good, make yourself feel better. Feeling, your body, your nervous system. Start here. Start here. Put on comfy clothes, make it quiet, or put on shoes, some people say. Or some people, I tend to wear sloppy clothes to get stuff done. I have a client who says she gets dressed up to do the stuff. I like to flop around sometimes. Other people say put shoes on. Some people like music. Some people like it quiet. I like to do it before I've taken a shower. Other people. Learn what works for you to make things easier and do those things every time. Okay? I love this. Trying to get my head in the game to turn a dining room into an extra bedroom. I think that's a wicked cool idea. Many people, and you're allowed to. There was somebody I actually saw on TikTok who did that. I think that's great. Just because somebody at one point said, that room is a dining room, doesn't mean you can't say, oh yeah, I'm changing it into, I call ours a tiki room. We have our stereo in it, our rattan set, our little barware thing. You can turn your home into anything you want. There you go. Somebody's got a bucket list to see Steve Perry. Oh, Sherry, hold on. Somebody just saw Janet Jackson. I love it. I love it. She just played Philly, or was it Boston? I get the Boston paper, Okay, Daisy Dogs. After the paper Zoom, I have several boxes of separated paper. Now what? Okay, Daisy Dog, I got 3 minutes. I'm going to help you. Okay, I love it. Let me just hit, because I just noticed a flurry of things that came in. Best thing you taught me was not all or nothing, but something. I'm not going to do all. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to do something, and that's okay. Doesn't that feel good when you just hear me say that? Doesn't it feel doable? I'm not going to do it all, but I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to do something today, and something's going to be okay. And that's going to get me even a step closer. Okay? I love it. So Daisy Dogs was on the Zoom we did yesterday with organizing paper. Daisy, if you followed what I said, you should only have 2 boxes of paper. You should have a box filled with stuff that's basically a filed box, stuff that you don't need to take action with. Everything that you have saved for whatever reason. Okay? That's one box. You don't need to do anything with that box except maybe put it, in the bottom of a closet. And then anytime you get paper that you want to save but you don't need to take action with, you put it in that box. That's very simple. The only other box you should have, oops, my computer got wonky. The only other box you should have if you did what we were doing yesterday is a box that has paper in it, and the papers say do something. Pay this bill, make this phone call, get in touch with that person, whatever it is to do. That is the box then you should be paying attention to. Everything else can wait. We can distract ourselves from the stuff we need to do by making things overly complicated and filing and too busy. No. I want you to get curious about what things are in your Daisy Dogs box of things to do, and I want you to do them this week. And then turn them into the paper put them into the paper in the box. Say done. Done. That's all you need to do. Now I can make it sound easy, and it is. But notice there's going to be thoughts and feelings about doing the thing. I have things I've been dragging my feet on. I have thoughts and feelings about them, so I get it. I'm not coming down from the mount. I'm with you. But notice what you're thinking about the stuff you do. Don't get overwhelmed with the whole box of to-dos. Pick one out today. Chunk it down. Do the thing. Say I got it done. Give yourself a Liz Lemon high five. Put that paper in the done box. The next day, pick out one. Do it. Lather, rinse, repeat. That's what you do, my dear. Okay? Now, I love this, okay? So, I am always getting on the wrong road in life. Amy, you're dramatic. I love it. You have in the past gotten on roads that had led to where you not want to go. As soon as you realize that, you can say to yourself before you turn that corner, is this road going to get me where I want to go? And even if you start driving down that road and you're like, whoops, nope. Ooh. Is this road going to get me where I want to go? And even if you start driving down that road and you're like, whoops, nope. Ooh. Log fives. All right. All right. Here, let me see if I can do this. Hey, hold on. Yeah, I can tell just power went out. So there we go. I don't know. Yeah, cat mama. I don't know if you guys can hear me. The power just went out in our house. So see, stuff's going to happen. I just changed from the, but look what I did. I was able to roll with it. I think I was able to. Yeah, I am back. Okay. For whatever reason, you know, it's been breezy outside, so the power went out here. But look what I did. Something happened, and I was able to change it with no big deal. I got off of the internet, the Wi-Fi from the house, and see, now it's back. Life is going to happen like this, people. Life is going to happen. Okay? And Danielle, the paper party recording will be up sometime this afternoon. It will. That's why I said this is why I'm doing my TikTok here as opposed to the patio, because I have desk stuff to do today. So one of the things is going to be to share the link to the paper party thing. Okay? No, it was me. And if you noticed, it went dark and now it was light. Life happens. Okay? How do you deal with it? Do you get all dramatic? This always happens to me. Every time I do a TikTok live, the power goes out. Yeah. You know what? Stuff's going to happen. How do you want to respond? Right? Miss Seychelles, where will the paper party be posted? I'll tell the people on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, Charlie Brown. Yeah, it's going to be only available for the people on the mailing list, okay? That's how I roll. You know that. I say that all the time. The cool thing is I feel so good about it because joining my mailing list is literally sharing your email address with me. All you get is good stuff. It's not paid. I may charge at some point. I don't know. To get your skin in the game. You're on the mailing list. Yeah, no worries. No worries. And if you want to get on the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. Easy peasy. Yes, okay. Did you notice? Mary, did you hear my printer go ver back up? You know what? Stuff's going to happen. Feel good about how you respond to things, okay? Now, speaking of that, I know we went a couple of minutes over for the hour because of the disconnect and whatnot, but pay attention to how you feel. Notice when you're driving down a road that seems rocky or difficult, you can put on the brakes at any time. When you put on the brakes, when you put your foot down on the brake, you're stopping. Put down on the brake. Put your foot down on the brake. Maybe that's another one of my new downs. I'm always creating new things. Okay? Put the foot down on the brake, and when you stop going down that road that's not heading where you want it to, a road to where you want to go to will appear. Even if it's just 5 feet ahead of you, a little bit that way. You may not be able to see but if you know it, you know it's going to head there, and then you can do that thing. All right? Now, I am going to sign off now because I have coaching and consultations in the afternoon, and I want to make the most of my desk time. But I will be doing a TikTok live tomorrow. I have it written down somewhere, and I'm going to share it when I do a video right now before the power goes out again. I'll post that to the TikTok page right here, and if you haven't followed my TikTok page, consider following that. And I will see you, all right? 7 a.m. Thank you, German maid. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Yes, because tomorrow's Tuesday. All right, friends. Go have fun and get it done, okay?